Hello, everyone. Sorry, caught me off guard. All right, so I'm testing out all this stuff. So bear with me, hang out with me. We'll get to the meat of it all. Um, we're trying to get all the platforms on at the same time so nobody misses anything. How are you guys doing today? I hope that you're having a lovely Friday. YouTube is on. Okay. We have Instagram. Hello, everyone on Instagram. La Cupcake. How are you doing, my friend? I'm doing very well. ¿Cómo ves aquí en mi nueva cocinita? ¿Cómo ves? ¿Cómo ves? What? New me? No. Hello, everybody on YouTube. Bienvenidos. ¿Cómo están? I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome. Feliz viernes. Es viernes and it's raining. Rosemary. Lucia. Welcome back for day 2. It's day 2 of trial and error. Still can't hear me. Oh, man, on Instagram. Okay, now you can? Okay, Highway 98. Tell me again. Can you hear me? Let's see if Highway 98 responds. Jeremy, qué linda foto de la abuela. Gracias. Tocaya desde San Antonio, Texas.
Wow.
Wait, I know I have sound effects in here.
Oh, no, this is
Voice. Okay, hold on.
That's not what I wanted. I thought I had like sound effects. Okay, hold on. Can you hear that applause? Maybe not. I don't know. Can you hear the applause? Can you guys, do you still upload cooking videos? Jessica. Yes, we do, Jessica. Were you able to hear that or no? You good on YouTube. Thank you, TG. TG, great. I've been following since a long time. Miss your grandma, her kitchen, but excited for your new journey. La Cupcake, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to try and keep up here. All right, so what we're doing here, if you notice, I don't know if you could see, you can't see what I have right here, but I have all kinds of computers, lights. I'm like dripping in sweat. I'm not even doing anything, but just the whole, like trying to get this going, like, woo, it's work, my friend. Long time greetings from Stockton, California. Okay, díganme en los comentarios, where are you tuned in from? Let me know in the comments. We're live on IG. Saludos para todos los de IG, all the homies, all the OGs. Saludos a todos los de YouTube. What's up, YouTube? Anywhere else we're on? Oh, TikTok. Oh, TikTok. I need to pull up TikTok somehow. San Antonio, West Texas, Coachella, Manuel Vargas. We are neighbors, my friend. We're like 2 hours. Well, no, I don't know how far Coachella is. Like 3 hours from the island empire. From the Inland Empire. Oh my goodness. I am going crazy over here trying to monitor everything. Pacoima, ándale, Pacoima, de donde era Richie Valens. Hey, Patito, ¿cómo estás, amiga? Do you see the picture I have in the background? Anyway, so what we're doing here is we're trying to Facebook. Let's see if Facebook is on. Not yet. Bear with me, guys. Huh? Go Dodgers! All right. So we're what I'm trying to do right now, just a little disclaimer, is we're trying to manage all of my social media platforms. As you guys know, I am on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and I don't know, in another place. I don't know where else, but we're trying to manage all of these accounts. The love Nia Sylvia, it's Anaya. Anaya, girl, where you been? Erica, what's up, Erica, on TikTok? So we do have TikTok going on at the same time. And okay, so we have IG, FB, YT, TT. all we need is FB, which is Facebook. So we're almost moving in to this kitchen. And I said this yesterday to all the people that were hanging out with us. Today's our first time being on IG with this live broadcasting. So we're trying to see if we can multi-stream. Well, we can multi-stream on all platforms. We're just trying to make sure that everything is connected and working seamlessly so that I don't have problems when we actually go live for the very first time with cooking videos. So hopefully, we can get this going very soon. But all right, hold on. I lost everybody here. Where's everybody at? Oh, there we are. Okay. Rosemary, Phoenix, Arizona. Karina from New Mexico. Saca la Coca-Cola. I wish, my friend, like, I'm not even moved into this kitchen, so I have nothing. I have a fridge. I have everything for a kitchen, okay? But I don't have anything functional yet. But we're getting there. This week coming up, we're going to connect my stove, which is right here. This area is an island, and I have my stove, my oven, my running water. So this is a studio kitchen para los que no sabían. Yes, hit like. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Patita Cocina y Más. ¿Cómo estás, amiga? Bienvenida a la noche de viernes. Es viernes y el cuerpo lo sabe, ¿verdad? So estamos en vivo en todas las plataformas, menos Facebook, ¿ok? So si van a YouTube, Abuela's Kitchen, allí vamos a estar. Si van a Instagram, también allí vamos a estar. Where are we at? YouTube, okay. So lo que estamos haciendo, what we're doing is trying to make sure that all of the platforms are streaming at the same time. As soon as we move in, which I'm super excited, we're going to be able to go live everywhere at the same time. So I won't be abandoning Lucia and Rosemary and Sil on YouTube. And I can actually be talking to all of my friends on TikTok. I can talk to all of my friends on IG, mi tocaya, Lily, and Sylvia Zavala, y todos los de Clovis, California. Watching this live. Okay. Sylvia, you're there? Are you there? Sylvia from IG. So, a ver cómo le hago, ¿ok? A ver cómo le hago. A ver si voy a poder hacer todo esto, Karina? So, I hope I can keep this up. Like, this is not going to be the way it is. I was telling you guys yesterday. This is just only when I do these type of lives where I'm chilling, sitting here, talking to you guys face to face, doing my story times. I'll be able to do all that across all platforms if I want, or if I want to just pick one or the other, I'll be able to do that as well. All right. So I'm trying to get Facebook going, but it's still not working out. But we'll eventually get that going. So Erica Luna from Florida. How's the weather in Florida? A ver, digan. Sí, no estoy esperando mucha gente hoy en esta noche porque estamos nada más calando, mirando a ver si puedo hacer en vivo con todas las plataformas a la misma vez. Hectic Foods. Your grandma taught me a couple of recipes on YouTube. I love to hear that. Awesome. I hope you give us a follow. We're going to be coming up live. We're going to do a lot of live streaming recipes for you guys across all platforms. And on TikTok, when we do our recipes, it doesn't save it. So it's a shame because my mom has been throwing down in the kitchen every week on Thursday and it doesn't get saved, but it's okay. We're going to be able to do this very soon as we move into this new kitchen, this beautiful new build that we have been working on. I'm still waiting on my countertops, connect my stove, connect my running water. That way, está super good. Andale. That way, I'm not running back and forth because I've been trying to create here and it's fun and all, but going back and forth from my house to this, it gets taxing. Like by the time I record a video, like I'm dripping in sweat. And so right now I'm dripping in sweat only because, moving around all the lights. So this is just temporary until we manage all of our equipment and get our platform really stable and stationary. ¿Cómo ves, Patita? ¿Cómo ves aquí esta nueva era que vamos a entrar? Voy a estar en vivo a la misma vez en YouTube, en TikTok, en Facebook, ojalá. No, ayer estábamos en vivo en Facebook también. Así es que no tengo receta ni nada importante, nada más lo que estamos haciendo es tratando de que sirva todo el equipo que tengo aquí. No se ve, pero tengo un montón de cosas por aquí. Es que quiero que sea una producción así exageradamente. I want a live cooking show, guys. What do you guys think? I mean, we got the guns for that, right? We got the big guns for that. Tony and Maribel, we're watching you on YouTube. All right, awesome. Gracias, Patito. Can't wait to see your new platform. Oh my God, I love your recipes. Thank you, Cesar. I don't even know what I'm watching here, but I think this is IG. I'm going back and forth between my platforms. Maybe on my grand opening, I can have Tony and Maribel come in and be a surprise guest. The only people who know are you guys. Nobody will know except the ones who are here today. I don't know. Tony, Maribel, do you guys want to hang out with me on my grand opening, my grand reveal? Buenas tardes, Fabi. Oh my God, count me in. Yes. All right, guys. So we have Tony and Maribel who are going to be, I don't know if you guys know. I'm sure you know who they are, right? Levante la mano si saben quién es Tony and Maribel. They're like super trending on IG and TikTok. If you don't follow them, you have to follow. Let's see, they're on IG and YouTube, I feel like they said. So if they are, maybe they can leave a comment and you guys can check them out. You guys can follow them. Let me see. Let me try and bring it up here. I don't know where am I at. Meow, meow. Okay, let me see if I can pull up YouTube. I thought I had it on here. Now it's gone. Oh, there it is. Okay. Absolutely beautiful weather in Texas. Exciting. Karina, you like the live? Okay. Justice. Okay, so they're on. Okay, Tony and Maribel, are you guys like on both of them at the same time? How are you doing that? Let's see. Awesome. Okay. When are you going to launch the cooking show? Justice. Okay. So I still don't have a date yet because I want to make sure that I'm fully like loaded to be able to, I want the kitchen to be functional. So, como les digo, todavía tengo que prender la lumbre, la llamarada. I want real fire in my kitchen. And so I want to be able to cook, wash my hands, running water. I need running water and my countertops. I mean, you could kind of see what I have on my countertops, but it's just the plywood. I'm waiting next week. I'm going to get my countertops placed. Once that is done, then I can turn on the gas and the water and we're going to have a full running kitchen. And Marisol, what a grand opening. We're talking about my grand opening here of this restaurant. I'm just kidding. No, restaurante. I know that you sing bomb. Ray, what? That's all I know. I sing? No way, girl. Oh my goodness. I'm here for it. Yes. Love them too. Oh, you guys, you are, yeah. So everybody knows who Tony and Maribel is. Yeah. So ya dijeron, we're clocking you and we're locking you in. Okay. So no, once I come up with a date, I'll let you guys know because, okay, también tenemos, todavía estás aquí, Patito. Let's see if Los Altos Foods can throw down in here too, maybe. I don't know. A little quick giveaway sponsorship type of thing. I don't know. Let's lock Patito in too. Let's lock Los Altos in. Los Altos, represent. Show up in the comments, okay? Because we want to see you here on our grand reveal, our grand opening. I mean, I don't know why I'm calling it grand opening. My grand reveal. Okay, we'll just say it. Arrajarse a su pueblo. Like, what does that mean? Is this a remodel kitchen de Abuela? Karina. So all right, so let's I'm gonna try to calm down. I'm super excited because I actually was able to get all platforms going here. Although I only have a few people on every single platform live, that's okay. That means that we're close and intimate here, okay? So what is going on here? Okay, so right now what you see here, this is a brand new build that we made. It's a studio kitchen. Like, I'm calling it a studio kitchen because this is where we're going to be creating most of our content once it's done from this point, from that point on. And so, let's see. We can get a meat sponsor. What? Tony and Maribel representing. Okay, so we locked in Los Altos. Ya dijeron. Look, if you want to come and bring una carpa aquí, poner Los Altos y toda la cosa, I have a big yard, okay? So we can throw you out. Lo hacemos tipo posada. No sé, no sé. My brain is like turning, and I have like all these ideas on what I want to do. And I know it's getting really close. So I'm going to start planning, hitting up all my social media homies. Maybe they can make like una presentación, or maybe cook something live for that day, or just keep it a party. I'm still brainstorming what I want to do, but Tony and Maribel says they have a meat sponsor. Okay, we're locking you in double time, okay? Guys, Tony and Maribel representing in the comments. Follow them. Follow Los Altos porque ya dijeron que también van a representar aquí. So I'm getting even more excited now knowing that there's people on board to hang out with us. Te voy a invitar, Patito, so you could be a guest, okay? You could be a guest. So, aparte pues de, tú sabes, Los Altos. But anyway, I'm super excited. We're live on IG. Hello to everybody on IG. Hello to everybody on Facebook. Hello to everybody, where else? On YouTube and TikTok. The only thing that I'm still trying to work the kinks out is being able to monitor all the comments. It's hard to go between all platforms to actually see. Cuenta con el queso. Dale, ¿qué? ¿Nos vas a dar probaditas o qué? We can talk later. Está super good. Yes, it is very exciting, right, Marisol? I was ignoring TikTok, so I only have 4 people on here. I wasn't even looking. I can't go back and forth. Like, I can try and go back and forth, but it's kind of hard to monitor like every single comment on all platforms. So, all right. So this setup right here, this is not going to be the way the kitchen is going to run. This is actually just so when I come live and do like my story time, or, when I do my journaling and painting and things like that. Cause, I know you guys don't, unless you follow me on Mas Masa, all you see is cooking on all of my channels, all of my platforms, but I do have more to me. I love to craft. I love to journal, planting. I'm like, I don't know. I could probably start my own homestead here in my house, but I'm not there yet. But I do love journaling. I do love doing all these things. So this is probably, if you're down for all that, I'll be doing that as well here. Or, I can always keep it on my other platforms. But, if maybe every once in a while I'll pop in and do other things. But so this isn't the normal setup. The normal setup will not have headphones or a microphone or computers on here. The normal setup is we're going to have these lapel mics that we're going to be using, and we can walk that way. We can walk around and move around between kitchens. So I'm going to try and test them out right now. You guys tell me what you hear, and that way I can. Is Facebook on? No? Oh, okay. So Facebook, we weren't able to put up, but can I see the comments here on TikTok? Do I just scroll over, right? All right, so I have two computers, my phone, so I can keep track of everything. All right. No, TikTok. Is TikTok? All right. Okay. So, yeah, Marisol, it's super exciting. Fun fact, we are neighbors with Sylvia for many years and didn't know we lived in the same city. ¿Qué cosas, verdad? ¿Qué cosas? Anybody else here in the IE that we need to know about? Let me know in the comments. Yeah, we live like across the street. Well, not technically, but technically we live across the street. All right, so we're gonna test this microphone. So this is actually the microphone that I'm currently testing to see if it works for when we're cooking. And so, well, let's try it out, okay? Hello. Oh, I don't need this. Okay, so yeah. All right, let me turn it up. Okay, what do you guys hear? To me, okay. Okay, so for me, normally, if I have these, I'm not gonna have my headphones on, so I don't hear what is going on. So tell me what you guys hear. If anybody's still on TikTok, I doubt it, but if anybody's there, if anybody could tell me, like, what is it sounding like um, on Facebook, Instagram? It is a little, I feel like it's a little echoey. I'm not sure. If you guys can let me know in the comments. Quality is low. Okay, so what if I bring it up? How about that? So I raised the volume up so we can see if anything is happening. Let's see. It's raining outside. I hear you clearly. A bit echo, but I hear you. Yeah, that's what I was worried about, the echo. I don't have much in here, so there's probably going to be a little. The echo's probably the phone that is on. So maybe you can lower it a little to see if it takes away the echo. Okay. Okay, yeah. It either needs to be EQ'd or it was the other phone that was on. But let's see. I lost my YouTube homies. Okay. Quality low. Sounds good. I like it before. Yeah, I don't have any echo. Okay, Luisa. So yeah, it definitely sounds better here because I'm up and close and, I can control my sound because I can hear myself. So when I have this type of mic, I obviously don't know what you're hearing unless you let me know, which is kind of, I don't like that, but it is what it is. So right now I did crank it up a little more. I brought down the sound in the phone that was on. What does it sound like now? If you guys can tell me. 1, 2, 3, testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, probando, probando. A ver, ¿qué me dicen? ¿Qué me dicen? Más o menos, so tiene, I don't hear any echo, dice Lucia. Okay, Lucia. Well, it's good to know that, we could walk around and be able, it's not the best quality, maybe. You're good? Okay. It might not be the best quality because, it is a lapel and it is kind of far. So maybe I can look into different types of microphones if these don't work out too great. But for the most part, echo died a bit. Okay, yeah, it was probably somebody out there was listening on their phone and that was probably the echo. So hopefully it died down for now. But so yeah, watch. Turn this one off. And so you can see that there's definitely a huge difference. This is crispy. There's depth to my voice, right? I can turn into a radio disc jockey if I wanted to. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing between having different types of mics is, it could be a challenge, but once we find the right mic for what we're doing, I think we should be okay. Like when I do lives currently, my cooking lives inside the house, I use rinky-dink lapels with my phone, and it sounds good. The only reason why you can hear the difference is because you hear me right here, and if I were to change, you're gonna definitely hear the difference. But I don't think that it would matter too much if you didn't hear one or the other. You know what I'm saying? You know, tú sabes. Tú sabes. You guys know what I'm talking about? Perfect. Right, Tony? You guys know. I mean, you guys know that, when you make little tweaks and changes, like it makes a huge difference, right? So we'll be trying to work on that. Hey, guys on TikTok, everybody. I'm just talking in general, but I don't even know. like, I really hope that we can keep this up and it's not too much, because you got to remember I'm the one who's going to have to run this whole operation by myself. So it's actually kind of tricky because we're using a program to multi-stream. Like it's not very easy to set up. And so I'm really hoping that I can I mean, there's always the trial and, there's always a learning curve and a trial and error. So I will master this. Okay. I've mastered everything else. Okay. I will. ¿Qué es esto, pues? No. Well, hopefully, por favor, Diosito, ayúdame. No. To be able to handle it. It's going to be a lot. But I know once I get the hang of it, once I keep working at it, that eventually, we're going to be able to handle it. So, Tony Mervo están allá en TikTok también. Allá no, casi no hay nadie, en verdad. All right, guys. So, I'm so happy. Fun fact. Okay. Fun fact. We're neighbors. Yeah, we are definitely neighbors. Give him a follow, guys. So I'm super excited. I was thinking maybe for December to have my grand reveal inauguration, but man, December is such a busy month, but it might be fun. It might be fun. I don't know. I'm going to walk to your house. Vente, aquí cállate para que veas mi operación, aunque todavía no está perfeccionada. Hay un montón de It's actually raining outside. Is it? I thought I heard the rain. No? See, is it raining in your area? Patito. ¿Qué estás haciendo, Patito? Let's see. What is going on here? Hmm. Yeah, right? All right, guys. So what platform, if you guys can tell me, and I'm going to read it across here, whoever's on here right now, what is your favorite platform? And I'm going to say your favorite platform is probably the one that you're on right now. But let me know what your favorite platform is. Yesterday, we weren't able to get Instagram on here, but we were able to get Facebook. Today, we haven't been able to get Facebook on, but we have Instagram. The lady from CVS told us about you. Then we meet you at Vallarta's. That's fun. That's so funny. You're always on YouTube? Okay. Okay, Lucia is always on YouTube. And I imagine everybody else is where you're at right now, right? All right. We only have 3 people on Instagram. I'm embarrassed. But I know once we get the cooking going, I know that more people will jump on. And it's very unorthodox tonight. So I don't expect people to, be on here. Maybe if I start getting serious tonight, I can get more people to lock in. Facebook kicks me off all the time. What? Are you serious? Oh my gosh. All right. So would you guys like a story time now that we're here? Might as well. We're here now, okay? You guys ready? I'm going to give everybody a little taste of what I normally do on my masa, okay? Levante la mano si están listos. Are you guys relaxing outside? No, not outside. Are you guys relaxing at home? Escuchando la lluvia? ¿Sí o no? Levanten la mano si están escuchando la lluvia. A ver, el chisme. No, no, nada de chisme, nada de chisme. Es una story time. Así calmadita. So you guys can get your cobijita San Marcos y get cozy on up and get a little cafecito or a tea or something, okay? I'm going to change my voice.
Hello. Just kidding.
I'm going to bring it down a notch, okay? All right. So, hi, everyone. My name is Sylvia, and I am your host for tonight. I am from Abuela's Kitchen, Mas Masa. Bienvenidos. I love to tell stories about my Mexican American first generation upbringing, time with my abuelos, family stories, and so much more. Kitty says she really misses Abuela, her voice. I can still hear her now and then. I see her videos. I got a lot of recipes from her that my kids enjoy. Thank you for sharing that, Kitty. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for the follow, Nayeli. So, when I was a kid, back in the 80s, I just dated myself. Since I can remember, I really enjoyed and loved like recording and cameras and things like that. And I remember before we even had a camcorder, the big chunky cameras that you carry on your shoulder and you would record everything, right? Back in the 80s, everybody had them, right? Um, and so before I even had that, we had a cassette recorder, and then it was already old and rinky dink. So it was something that my parents had. Kitty says every family had a camera recorder back in the day. Yeah, for sure. Hi, Moses from Wilmington, California. Moses and Lupe Amezcua. Saludos. So I remember as a kid, I loved to make up stories. Even as a little child, like I really liked to, and I wouldn't write them down. It was all in my head. Like I liked to reenact stories in my head. And it was probably because I had one brother and one sister, and my sister was handicapped, so she was very limited in, the things that she could do. She couldn't walk. She had cerebral palsy, which limited her a lot. But we would have such a great time, and she loved to hear my stories. And so I think that that was the beginning of where my storytelling comes from. I mean, I do come from a lineage of people who love to tell stories, but I feel like I really exercised that in me with my sister. So we spent a lot of time just, talking back and forth. That's one thing she could do is talk, and she would talk my ear off. And so I would like tell her stories all night long until we would finally fall asleep. And I feel that that's where it all started. I remember in that cassette player that we had like one cassette that I could record on all the time, and I would just record over it and over it and over it. You know how you put the tape? You would put if you're from the 80s, you put the tape over the cassette tape to be able to record. Anyway, I would do that to whatever cassette that I would find anywhere. And I would begin to record what I would call novelas. I mean, not what I would call, but I called them like mini novelas. And I would make my own sound effects. I remember one time I was recording a story about Christmas, and it was a story about parents fighting. Tells you a lot, right? And all of a sudden in the story, the Christmas tree comes falling down. And so I created a sound effect for the Christmas tree. And I quickly looked around my room and I saw my piggy bank. And so as I was narrating the story about the tree falling, I remember grabbing my piggy bank and letting it fall to the ground and making that noise where all the ornaments are breaking and falling. Do you know what I'm talking about? Are you guys asleep or what? How come you guys stopped commenting? Did it get too serious or hey, can somebody let me know if you're still there or not? Somebody let me know. Or did it cut off? Are you guys still there? I think YouTube probably cut off. Did it cut off? I feel like it did. YouTube, are you still there? Let me know. Can somebody type in the comments if you're still there? Por favor. Okay, Tony and Maribel, they're listening on TikTok. No, Eve, no what? Okay, Joe Serrano is there. Okay, thank you. I was like, okay, so I guess you guys are relaxing, right? I hear, but there is no audio from YouTube. Oh no, are you serious? Okay, Tony and Maribel, can you let me know, is the audio okay on YouTube? Yummy. I know I'm watching on my phone. Okay. Okay, Sylvia's still there. Aquí sigue Patita. Okay, okay. All right. Okay, so creo que lo que estaba sucediendo es que estaban entretenidos escuchando, right? Okay, Tony and Maribel, they're over there drinking shots. Okay. All right, all right. I'm listening. I can hear you. Okay, Lucia, thank you. So I'm imagining you guys are just receiving, listening, right? Okay. Okay, we're all good. Okay. Thank you for commenting because I was like, okay, there's no movement. I don't know if anybody's actually there. Oh my gosh. All right. Back to my story. So, where was I? Yeah, I would create my own sound effects. So as I was growing up, you know, once we had our camcorder, I remember I would record everything. I would record stop motion with my Barbies and my stuffed animals. And Elizabeth, hi. And I would, I'm interested in your story. Okay, okay. I just making sure. You got the popcorn? All right, all right. All right. Thank you guys. Thank you. We are taking, you guys are crazy. Piggyback. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you guys. Thanks. All right. So yeah. And my dad bought the camcorder. So I graduated from the cassette player to my camcorder. Okay. So I would record everything. Like I was telling you, I would record my Barbies and stop motion. So I recorded short clips of each one. I froze it, recorded it, stopped it, moved the Barbie, recorded it, stopped it, moved it again. So it actually looked like it was walking. So I would do little things like that. And I would do them for like my sister because I knew that she loved it. And so every time I would do something like that, I quickly, and I didn't edit it. It had to be like real time on the spot because there was no editing camcorder videos, right? So IG cool. All right. Hi, Maribel. How are you? Lucia's got the popcorn. Dang. Yami, you just got here? Well, we're doing a little story time. So just agarra tu cobijita San Marcos, un cafecito, algo. And Tony and Maribel over there partying away. But so you do you, boo. So yeah. So when it came time for me to go to college, I struggled with what I wanted to do there, but I knew that I needed to go and step up my life. And so in college, I originally was studying like accounting, and when I finally took an accounting class, it was like Chinese to me, and I quickly ran out of my class and changed my major to communication. So don't ask me why how I learned about that or why I thought to major in communications, but because I was like the shyest person in the entire world. Like in college, if I had to do like public speaking, like I would take the fail and the incomplete rather than go up in front and actually say a speech. So sometimes if I actually went to say the speech, I would go into the bathroom. I would sometimes like throw up and then I'd come back and deliver my speech. But it was the hardest thing. I was like super shy my entire life. So how I got into communications, I have no idea. No idea. Happy Friday, Maribel. And so I graduated from Cal State San Bernardino here locally in my area in San Bernardino, and with my bachelor's in communication, mass media. So at the time, I really wanted to work in radio or TV. And because, ever since I was a kid, like I told you, like I loved everything that had to do with entertainment. I loved entertaining, even if it was just home entertaining, like cooking for people or doing things for them. People that came over would feel comfortable and appreciated. And I just liked creating atmospheres for people. And so when I graduated, right before I was graduating from college, I knew that I needed to start looking for a job. And so I have a local radio station here in my area, which is 991 KGGI, Riverside, San Bernardino, Los Angeles. And I applied for an internship, a non-paid job, and I got it. They hired me on the spot. Um, and I remember going in for the interview because they didn't just like, you know, accept anyone. It's hard to get into radio or TV, even for that matter. And so I remember in the interview, um, I remember going in there and, we had the interview and they said, okay, so here's our last question for you. And I was like, oh, dang. Okay, here we go. And they said, okay, what music are you listening to right now? And for some reason, I had a CD in my purse and I grabbed it and I said, I'm listening to the Fugees right now. And they were like, all right, you're hired. And I was like, yes. I was like, my first gig and my first, that was the first time I applied and I got the job on the spot. Of course, it was, not paid. Regardless, I got it. It's hard to get into that industry. Joe says, your DJ voice is really Rye, Sylvia. Another great DJ, Luis Garcia from Radio Mojarra. Thanks. Thanks, Joe. Thank you. Elizabeth, all right. So, ¿en qué iba? Se me olvidó. Anyway, so I got hired and not long after, like they hired me and I started getting paid. And quickly, hi Yami, Yami, ¿todavía estás ahí? Qué bueno. Real quickly, I moved up the ladder and there was an opening for an overnight DJ. And they said, hey, do you want to, do you want this? And I was like, yes. The problem was it was overnights, which was 12 midnight to 5:30 in the morning. So I was a DJ for 99.1 KGGI, the midnight hour until the morning show would come in. Never heard of that one. It's in the Inland Empire, mostly, but I think it does reach LA. I'm not sure. So yeah, I worked as a DJ for a while and I would do like club presentations. I also worked with DJ Linwood, the Earthquake Mix. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. Only if you're from the Inland Empire, probably. Actually, no. DJ Linwood is known nationwide, but it was like the deep house era. Okay, I was his sidekick. And my name wasn't Sylvia. Matter of fact, it was Nena Lopez. So my name was Nena Lopez. They had me change my name for security reasons, and I'm glad that they did because there were some weirdos, in the I remember how like weirdos would come. I don't want to say weirdos, but they were weirdos because who comes to the radio station to deliver flowers for you just because they hear you? Like they don't see you, right? They're just hearing you. And so it was a little scary. So I'm glad they made me change my name. Yeah, it was the midnight show. Joe, you would do great hosting a horror show. No, I would not. Like a man, but heck no way. Hey, Virgie, how you doing, my friend? No, nada de miedo. A mí no me den nada de miedo. I can't do that. Not at all. A mí dame cosas bonitas. Esas sí te las cuento, eh? So, yeah, eventually I got tired. I really got tired of that life. It was taxing on me. Everywhere we went, like I was hosting clubs, so I'd be like the one who's like, all right, everybody, let's party, whoa, whoa, and I got whatever I wanted at any given time. Everything was free everywhere I would, even in a drive-through. If I was driving like the company car, like they would just give me free anything. Disneyland for free, Knott's Berry Farm for free, front of the line type of stuff. It was good while it lasted, but Club Metro, yes, Club Metro. I was there plenty of times in Club Metro for sure, and long gone. But yeah, I quickly got tired of that lifestyle and the things that I was seeing, and so I just quit. And when I quit, I was still going to school though. Like I had finished my bachelor's, but I decided to continue my education. For what reason? I'm not even sure, but I was going to school to get my master's degree. And so I switched it completely around, and my master's degree was in education. So I started going to school, and as soon as I quit the radio job, I immediately was offered a teaching job at a school in locally around here in Moreno Valley. I was offered a middle school job teaching language, second English for second language learners. So I was a teacher for middle school, and I loved it. I loved spending time with kids and helping them grow and get their education. And I really worked hard in helping them to really tap in, to the education system, because I wanted to see them, succeed during that time. And we did have a lot of triumphs. I got to my particular classes would score higher than the gate classes when it came down to testing, end of the year testing. And it was always a good feeling when I got the report after, and my kids would score pretty high. And so soon after, I had my first child. And when I've had my first child, some of you guys probably already know this part of the story, but when I had my first child, I decided to stop working. And so from getting a full on teacher's, which is, you know, not a lot, but a lot for my first like real solid job, real world job, you know. And for me, it was really good. I mean, it was just two of us with two professional incomes. And so the minute that I stopped working, we lost the whole paycheck, right? So it was a bit of a struggle for me, just me, because I was used to just, you know, spending at will in whatever I wanted. And so now we were in a one income household. And, you know, I decided to stay home because, well, it took us about 6 years to have kids. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to give it all I got because, you know, it, it wasn't easy. So I'm going to give everything I have to my, at that time, my daughter. And so I did. And then a year later, my son came and, you know, I was a stay at home mom with two kids, with a professional degree. And, you know, still I struggled because I saw my friends, like, you know, with BMWs and this and that and beautiful brand new homes and not me. But what looking back now and seeing my kids and how they're like living their best life. And I feel like they've been able to succeed in the things that they've done and enjoy the things that they've done, has been because I've been present in their lives. You know, of course, God, I give a lot of credit, mostly all the credit to God, but the ability that He's given me to stay home with them has been more than I could have ever have imagined. And I know it's not for everyone, okay? Like I understand that's not for everyone, and not everyone has the ability to be able to do these things. Like I think about my mother, and there's no way that she would have been able to do such a thing, right? Lucia, that's awesome, Lucia. And so during that time that I was home with them, I started to get the itch again to play around with technology because I've always been like a technology like kind of freak. Um, right, Virgie. I made the decision that was right for me at that time. Exactly. Um, and so I started like, you know, back when what is it? What was the platform before Facebook? MySpace. You guys remember MySpace? Anyway, I opened up a MySpace account and I would fiddle with it. Like, you know how you could learn how to change backgrounds and put music. And, anyways, mine was like out of control. Like, it had everything, right? Virgie knows. It had like all kinds of crazy, yes, Esmeralda, crazy things. And I loved publishing. I started taking pictures and publishing a ton of pictures. This was just for my family, okay? It wasn't like for social media, like public social media. This was just for my family. So I was the one like just sharing, like oversharing, okay? I love oversharing. Not everything, but I do. And then Facebook came around and, you know, Instagram and all that, but I still wasn't in social media. I just loved working it and doing things on it and being creative and, you know, and so as time went by and, you know, my husband was in a band at the time, and he was always like going to different places and playing, and I would be home with the kids. And I was like, man, I need to do something too. Like, what could I do? And I remember YouTube was just coming into play, right? It had just come out. And I was watching, I was a consumer of YouTube. I loved YouTube and I would watch it like all the time. And there wasn't that many people. I would watch a lot of like makeup gurus. And I was like, I remember watching one particular, I think it was Dulce Candy at the time. She was one of the first people on there doing makeup tutorials. And I was like, you know, I can do that. I think I can do that. And so I remember I kind of created a video, like kind of like a generic video, edited. I knew how to edit. I was making movies, but for family and friends and different things. It wasn't for publication. It was just for me. So I already knew how to edit um, on my computer, it was iMovie. I knew how to use iMovie already. So like I recorded a bunch of stuff and I edited on iMovie and, I put it out and it didn't do anything. Like it was just there, whatever. And it only gained traction to my friends. Okay. And, anyway, I let it go. I was like, whatever. It is what it is. But I remember one day I was at my abuela's house and she was making tortillas. And this is a story everyone knows already. So I won't go into details about it, but all that to say is how I got to this place. I went through all of that. I feel like every point in those things that I've shared with you about, the things that I've done in regards to like entertainment as a kid, has brought me to this place. Hi, Vero. How are you, my friend? Welcome. And my love for entertainment and my love for oversharing, And I was at my abuela's house, and I wanted to make sure that I could remember her recipes and be able to share them with my kids. I wanted them to have the same experience that I had growing up with my abuela and tasting the real traditional food, like comida auténtica de mi abuela, because your abuela's food is like up here, right? Untouchable. And I wanted them to have that experience. And so I remember recording my first video with her. I don't know. I think it was like 2012, 2011 or 2012. I'm going to have to check that out. And I remember putting it on Facebook, because remember, it wasn't for the public, the stuff that I was doing. And my friend was like, hey, man, you and your abuela are funny. You guys should keep doing this. And I was like, maybe. And so I remember I had that YouTube account and that I had abandoned. And so I actually put that video on YouTube, and I left it there. I just left it there. And I came back a few months later because remember I had abandoned it. So I put it on there. I came back a few months later, and there was comments on there. There was followers on there. And I was like, oh, okay. I see where this is going. And so I asked my grandmother if she wanted to record another video, and she was like, no, quítate de aquí. Hola, Mireya, ¿cómo estás? She's like, quítateme de aquí. Anyway, I convinced her, and that was for the tortillas de harina video. And so I don't think we recorded another video for another 6 months. And then it became 3 months, like I told you guys. And then we started recording once a week. And so, yep, that is how we got here. to make that part of the story short, because I just told it, and I know you guys heard it already, so I won't bore you with it again. But that is how I got to this place. And now, I don't know what this new chapter has for us now with my mom and my abuela. And I mean, my mom and myself. I don't know what this new chapter is here in this new place when we finalize it. But I'm just how can I say it? Like, I'm just so grateful, right? For how can I say it? Like, el camino, right? That that small beginning opened up for this, you know. Without that, I don't think that I would be where I'm at right now. I mean, I truly believe I would have done something, but the experiences and the things that I was able to accomplish with my abuela and my mom, obviously it was because of them, right? Saludos, Edgar. Thank you, Tony Maribel. Thank you, Padito. So, yeah, this is where we're at. You know, I'm super excited to start this new chapter, I guess. I guess. I don't even know what it is, my friends, but um, it gets a little. It gets a little emotional. Your comments are making me cry even more. I don't know why I cry. Like, it is such a bittersweet thing, you know. It's super bittersweet because, like, how can I explain it? Um, it's almost like closing. Something to make way for something new. And I don't.
Solo tu presencia, solo tu mirada me hacen suspirar.
Like, I don't want to close that chapter, but it's a natural thing that has to occur and happen, right? Because it's obviously not the same because, well, it's obvious she's not here. Physically, right? She's obviously here in spirit and she's behind me and everywhere. She's everywhere in this room because this is in her honor and you know, and to continue her legacy, of course. And you know, it's just a bittersweet thing, you know, um, to not really close out, but in a way, close it. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense. Chula, thank you. Um, yeah, it's like I have so many thoughts that I really wish I could share, but I look like such a weirdo crying online, you know? And I don't want to come on here and be crying all the time, but there's moments where I can't help it, you know? It is a journey. And yeah, it is part of the healing process. And it's crazy because December 25th is going to be 4 years. And you think like you're still crying, you know, I'm just being vulnerable because there's only a few of us here. There's not that many of us here, and you know, I know that if you're here, then you know you genuinely are here, you know, and um, we can all fly to your warming party. Yeah, it never gets easy. I know it doesn't, but especially like when she was, you know, when somebody's such a huge part of your life, like this was us weekly, like the kitchen was us weekly, right? And like I love spending time with my mom, like, you know, I'm reading your comments, guys. It's just hard for me to answer them, you know. But I see Moses and Angie and True, Old Dear, Lisa Cottage and Virgie, and I see all your comments, Maribel, and I appreciate them. Yeah, and you know, but I love this space. I'll tell you that. Like, yeah, cállate Silvia de con tu chilladera. But I love this space. I love this space because it's really a dedication to her, and it's like bridging, like bringing in my mom, you know, and making her like she's now the abuela, you know, of this space. Like she's the one throwing down in the kitchen, you know. I'm still in the background running the whole, you know, show and things like that. But you know, she's gonna be the the star of the show now. And I'd hope that you guys embrace her as you embraced my abuela. And so all the memories
Son tus pies delante.
that we made in the kitchen, you know, together with you guys and my abuela and myself and my mom and my daughter and my sometimes my family, right? You guys, some of you guys have met my family through through the videos and stuff, and so in the same manner that you would embrace my mom as well, and we make her the star as well so that she can enjoy, you know, the benefits of this platform. Like, I'm just here to make it happen, you know, but in all actuality, like, you know, now it was for my abuela then, and you know, now it's for my mom.
Delante de ti, Jesús, traigo mi perfume. Hoy te quiero ungir, derramo mi corazón delante de
Why am I such a
ti.
llorona?
Jesús,
Transitions are hard, guys. Transitions are hard. You guys know, right?
no importa que
You know, Gloria, yeah, like, you know, Gloria on TikTok is saying we should all be this honest and open about our emotions. And she's right. She's right. You know, it's just like, you know, and probably we are, but not publicly, like, you know, on camera, on all platforms. And, you know, after this, I'll probably delete it all because it's just a moment that we're sharing right now. But I'll probably gonna delete all this. Um, you know, because transitions are hard, and coping with our emotions and dealing with our emotions and talking about our true feelings is so hard. Like, you know, forever I bottled up a lot of emotion, and I think that now I know why I'm so emotional now. Like, even more, I've always been an emotional person. Okay, siempre he sido chillona. Okay, siempre. But uh yeah, it is hard being vulnerable in front of, especially in front of the camera, right? Pero se me sale, like, se me sale. Um, and my mom is not here tonight, but she does join me every Thursday. Um, I've always been a crier, Gloria, as well. And I always hold it in. If you see me crying, it's because ya no puedo cargar con la situación, right? But, you know, when you know, I don't know if I'll cry right now, but since we're being open and vulnerable, when my sister passed away, like, I could, I still to this day can't talk about it. I cannot. I'm really trying my hardest to talk about it,
más
but I can't. And I've held it in. And so that's why I think that with the passing of my grandmother, e- I've been able to be a little more um, vulnerable with people because I've almost been forced to speak about it, you know, because of all of this. And because when I meet you guys in public, right? you come up to me and you tell me, still to this day, a lot of people, a lot of you guys, when you meet me in public, you're like, I'm sorry for your loss, you know. And so I've been forced to be more open about it. And like, if you catch me on the streets and you tell me something like that, I probably will cry. I probably will feel some type of emotion, you know. um Thank you, Elizabeth. So yeah, yeah, we do need to let it out for sure. And so I've held in so much emotion, you know, even with my abuela. Like, I cannot, like, the only reason why I can go to my abuelo's grave is because my grandma's grave is in the same spot. But it's super hard for me to even go to my sister's grave. And there's so many family members in the same cemetery, and I cannot make my it's very I force myself, but it's very hard because I know I know as soon as I go to the spot, like the waterworks, like I'm gonna be crying. I don't care who's there. um I will try my hardest to hold it in, but you know, it can be hard. I feel like it's getting easier when I go to my abuela's grave now, because family is always there, and it makes it so much easier. You know, when family's not there, I just let it out. I'm just like, "Bleh," you know, crying. I just let it out. Um, yeah, sometimes that's all we need, right? Yeah, I don't know why we bottle it up. I think because we're trained as young people, you know, since we were kids to be strong, you know, like levántate, no chilles. And so I feel like that's part of it. But allowing ourselves to cry and to feel and to talk about it and to share emotion, I think is helps us in our healing. You know, I feel like it's helped me in this season of my abuela passing. Like, the more I talk about it, like the more I feel like I'm releasing, you know, and all the emotions that I've bottled up from other family passing and my abuelo and things like that. You know, uh, it, you know, just, we know it's hard all around. So I think that I'm gonna call it a night. Yeah, I did enough crying here in front of you guys, but I'm really excited to start creating here in this kitchen. And it's gonna be a beautiful transition. And well, I feel like it's gonna be all the emotions, right? um James, ya está tarde, ya me voy. It's part of our culture to be strong and not talk about our feelings, for sure. For sure. Sorry, you heard my mocos off. But I think I'm going to call it a night, guys. Thank you so much, everybody on YouTube. Thank you for hanging in with me. I appreciate it. I am deleting this video after. It was just for us to just kind of, you know, talk about our emotions. And thank you to everybody on Instagram. Thank you. Yes, Maribel, Tony and Maribel. I will definitely let you guys know. Thank you to everybody on TikTok. I appreciate you guys dealing with me tonight. And hopefully we won't be doing too much crying anymore. We'll just be enjoying our time together. So have a fabulous night. Patito, muy buenas noches. Gracias por estar aquí. Y hablaremos, ¿eh? Hablaremos. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Have a good, blessed night. Y nos vemos. Hasta la próxima. Bye.
Tú y yo vivirá con mi ala tu nombre.